Hi, this is Justine Albert, and I read the book Urban Science Education for the Hip Hop Generation, and these are some things that I took away from it. So, one thing that struck me was culture. And when I think about culture in the classroom, these are some things that I think of. Where, as in the book, it talks about a couple other things. We do see culture as a pedagogy in there, and we see culture as a language, but culture as in what we think would be this. And this is true. In our classrooms, we have all types of different culture from the kids. We have kids from Asia, from Europe, from Africa, and kids from all over the country in our own classroom. It's important to recognize that our kids are from everywhere. And these are some things where if I had culture in my classroom, these are some things that I would do. I would find out where the kids are from, maybe talk about it, educate the kids a little bit. But in the book, it talks about hip hop and the hip hop generation. So if we're teaching science in the hip hop generation, we would really reach out to the kids and try to pull them in from things from their own culture. So one example that the author Christopher Emden talked about was about hip hop. So he talks about how he's from the Bronx and how he really connected to hip hop music and how he tried to talk to his family about it. And for some reason, anything that had to do with hip hop is what he really grasped onto. So what I would do if I was like in his situation and I was a teacher and he actually talks about it is like educate the kids in a hip hop way but about things around the globe. So these are things maybe like talking about the inner city and talking about maybe where some of the music has come from, maybe some artists and where they're from, because not everyone's from the same place and not everyone is from where we are from. So if I were to teach about hip hop in the classroom, I would use music, I would use dance moves, I would educate kids, and I would let the kids get into it. See, all of our classrooms are not going to be made up of the same child. And so if we went around and looked at where our kids were from and maybe went into depth about it, the kids would be more open. They would be excited. They would be um, just having a lot of fun with what they're doing because it's something that they're not used to, first of all, and second of all, it's something that's really exciting for them because it's something in their generation. If we go back and we just bring out a book and we throw it on their table, these kids are not going to learn anything. But if we make it exciting and we put them in these groups and make a song about the pyramids of Egypt and we have them make up a rap, these things are what are going to stick with our children. So I'm I'm sure that our kids experience a lot of like racism and maybe from other kids or from around town or in their own state. But with hip hop, we could teach that there is no discrimination in hip hop. You could be who you want to be, and the thing is if we incorporate that in science and people feel comfortable and the kids feel comfortable, they're going to learn so much more than if they were with a teacher who maybe wasn't so accepting of who they are, or who what they believe in or and whatnot. But I feel like if we make it hip, if we make the class fun, if we try to be them. If we be them and we go down to their level, I feel like we could seriously bring up the next generation of science students. And I just feel that in this book, he really went into depth about like how to do that. And so, going through the whole thing, I just really appreciate that, you know, we can do something fun. We don't have to be boring. We can go down to their level. We can do something that connects with our children. And our children these days are being brought up in the hip hop generation, which is what we need to do. We need to be a part of this hip hop generation, and we need to teach them and make it fun and exciting. And if we do all those things, we will be successful. Thank you.